Okay guys, Sam here with Batch Stoves. So here is the new twist top Bud Light aluminum bottle, and I thought I would do a comparison bull test. Now, as you can see, the coloration change at the top of the stove. This is just one burn, which really surprised me. This is what you would most likely see on a soda can, or a juice can, Red Bull, that kind of stuff. Never seen this on a regular bottle stove unless you were using some dirty fuel like some isopropyl alcohol or some ethanol, something that was real high in ethanol content. This particular stove right here is it's from 2012. I'm not sure when I made this stove, but it has several dozen burns on it, and you can see there's no discoloration whatsoever. But I thought I'd do like a side-by-side boil test. Let me show you what we've got. I've got 2 cups of water in here, and I've got 2 1-ounce fuel bottles of heat gasoline antifreeze. So I'm just going to pour that in. And you can see that because of the makeup of the metal, this particular type of alloy, aluminum alloy, the edge, it can be rolled, and it's tight and it works fine, but it's not as smooth as the edge on a regular bottle stove. And you can see the difference in just the way the inside color looks versus this. This is more shiny, like a Coke can, soda can. So it's just something we're going to have to deal with in the future. And like I said before, this is easy. This is what you can make a one-piece stove out of. I don't think you can do the one piece here where you just roll the edge down. I'm sure somebody's going to figure out a way to do that, but it might be too labor intensive in order to try it. So I mean, in order to make it feasible to manufacture them. So we'll see. So I've got my BS 22 ounce beer can replacement cook pots. That's what we're going to use for the boil test. And I just got a couple of lids. I'm not going to put a handle. These are just brand new lids. We'll just see if we can see the steam maybe coming out, and that'll help us determine when the water's boiling. Let me get a timer. See if you can see that timer. Okay, so let's get them lit, and we'll start the timer, and we'll see how long they take to bloom. See if we can get some light. Okay, they're starting to bloom. Okay, both bloomed. Both blooming. Just make sure they're on the center. Okay, looks pretty good. I can't really tell. That's pretty close. And I don't know what the actual bloom time was. We'll go back and we'll look at the video when I edit it. I'll put the time it took to bloom. I'm sure it was a good minute or more. And of course, you know, if you're real concerned about how long it takes to bloom, then you can add the wick wrap on there. That's not a problem. And that'll speed up the bloom time somewhat. Let's see if we can tell a difference in the intensity of the flame pattern. Same number of jets, same diameter of jets. I made it exactly the same dimensions as I always make them. So I would say the looks pretty much the same as far as the flame pattern goes. I don't see them, either one of them, jumping around too much. Looks pretty good. I suspect we'll probably be in the 5-6 minute range, 5:45, 6 minutes to boil. Like I said, I'm not sure exactly what time we put the stoves on, but when I edit the video, I'll go back and take a look. I will say that this stove did have the notches for the cold weather, but I didn't use cold water, so it was just rather tap water. It was probably 65-degree tap water. So over on this side we have the original design, and on this side we have the new style screw top Bud Light bottle. You can see it's getting pretty intense over here. It's really pretty intense. You can see the flames shooting up pretty good. They're kind of engulfing the side of the pot, where they're not doing that over here. About 3 minutes in. About 4 minutes in. About 5 minutes in. hear it. Well, they'll look about the same to me. About 545. We're real close. Those lids are hot. I should have put the handles in. Okay, we're right at about 6 minutes, I believe. We'll go back and check the video though. But we're starting to boil here. And we're pretty close here. Okay, we got a roaring boil here at 750. Now this one you can see the flames were jumping up the side earlier. That probably made a difference. And of course, if I would have left the lid on there, that probably would have helped that too. Alright, about a minute longer, looks like. It's like about a minute longer to get to a boil. I can tell it's not quite as hot as this stove. Now you can probably play around with the jetting, and I'll probably have to tweak that some. This was just the same exact setup, but like I said, it's a lighter stove. There's less material there to heat up, so you have, on the one side you have less material to heat up, and on the other side there's more material there to conduct the heat and withstand the heat and keep it hotter and build upon the heat. So I guess it's a kind of a toss-up. But as far as the boil, they both roar pretty good. I mean, they're both boiling pretty good. So let's see how long before flame out. Total burn time, we're reaching 10 minutes now. And this one just went out at the 10-minute mark. Right at the 10-minute mark it went out. Which I figured it would go out first because it boiled first. So I know it was producing more heat than the new style bottle. And I'll have to do several boil tests on this new style bottle stove before I can come to any kind of conclusions. I'll have to run some tests and probably play around with the jetting configuration a little bit until we fine tune it. It took me quite a long time to come up with the combination that I came up with for this stove to get it just the way I wanted it. Where you had decent amount of burn time and decent boil times. So they'll have to put some research into this and figure this one out, because that's the way the future is going to be. It's either going to be that or nothing, or a penny stove. Fortunately, I still have a supply of the BS 1.0, so those stoves will be an alternative. And you can see this stove is a lot more efficient. There it goes out at 11:40. So the burn time was 1 minute and 40 seconds longer than the original style stove. So it's a lot more efficient than this one, but it's not with efficiency, you also lose heat output. So there's a fine line between, do you want it to burn for a long time, use less fuel, or do you want it to get your food, get your water boiling quick as possible. The heat output tends to benefit you more when it's colder outside than the stoves that are more fuel efficient. So I kind of lean towards having the higher heat output. So thanks for watching the video. That is the new Bud Light aluminum bottle. Like I said before, it's a sad day for those in the alcohol stove world. Those of you who've used the aluminum bottle stove, I suggest you start trying to search out and seek out these bottles and save them up, just to make sure that you have some. And for those of you who don't and you want one, you better get them before they're gone. I still get emails to this day. I still get emails for people asking me if I have any Heineken keg cans. And I'm sure that's because of the videos that are online on YouTube. But they've been gone for 3 years. I mean, that train's left the station. I mean, they're gone. I mean, the only people that have them now are the people that saved some up and were hoarding them back. And they know the value of those cans. And I suspect people will be hoarding these too. So, I'm Sam at Batch Stoves. Thanks for watching the video. Please stop by the website and visit us at www.BatchStovez.com. And have a great day.